Hey YouTube, Team Rocket. It's been a while since we got a video up here, so while we're working on the content of our next one, I'm going to show you guys the deck that I played at Locals. I won Locals this last week with a deck. I was kind of running a little stale on the Hero Beat Bulbman stuff, basically just waiting for the Dark Hero to come out. Feel like I'm at a standstill with that deck, so I tried something else. Basically what I did is I revamped my old Chaos Hero deck for the new format to meet the new challenges that have come up in the meta. The video that you guys can look forward to, our resident Samurai player, Ryland, is going to show you guys his deck. I actually don't think he's ever shown his deck to anybody on YouTube anyway. He's been playing Samurai since Strike and Neos when it came out. So with the new structure, the new Exceed and stuff, he's going to show you guys how he plays it. He's got a lot of experience with it, so that'll be good for those of you who want to see something else besides Heroes, which we do a lot of on this channel. So here's the deck that I played. I'll go through it real quick. Explain some of the changes for those of you who saw my Chaos Hero deck that I took to the regionals. Got my invite with for the 2012 Nationals. So here's the deck. You have the Stratos and 3 Alias. Standard engine right there. I throw in the one more Gemini just for the beater, extra target for reinforcement of the army, and to make Nova Master. 2 Thunder King, dropped it down to 2 just because of Inzectors. This deck doesn't do a whole lot to stop them, so just 2 Thunder King. 2 Kaiku. This was really good when I played it before, almost a year ago. It kind of didn't get as, lost a little of its swagger there for a little bit, but it's back with Chaos Dragons needing to banish cards in the graveyard to get their stuff out. Also, if your opponent goes, Dragonfly or Centipede and destroys one of your cards, searches for another Dragonfly or something, and leaves their guy on the field, you can run it over, banish that Hornet, and get in there that way. So that's pretty good. I also played a TG Agent player, and he couldn't use his Hyperion because I had the Kaikus. So those are good. Still have the 1 Doom Caliber Knight. Towards the end of the day, I was thinking maybe this should have been 2. I don't really have room for another one, but Doom Caliber Knight's pretty good, especially when people set cards. I love that. Here's one change. I took out Breaker for Spirit Reaper. Breaker's just not as good as it used to be. Spirit Reaper does work, though. A few times, this guy just won me the game all on his own. Just get in there and poke for damage to protect him with my traps. So Reaper was a really good change. Still went with the Penguin Soldier. Sided into the Snowmen more often than not, but Penguin was a good surprise for people who weren't expecting it. BLS, because it's BLS, and Gores, because it's not a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck unless you play Gores. So, there's that. For the spells, the 3 dualities, and E-Call and Eroda just get to pieces faster. 3 MSTs. Forgo the Heavy Storm again in this build, because I just played the 2 Sparks and 3 MSTs. Enough back row hate right there. You don't really need to need any more than that. Cut the 3rd Spark because I don't have space. 2 Miracle Fusions. I'm not playing the Super Poly in this build because of Dark World, Inzectors, and Dragons. It's just not as good game 1. Slided them in a lot, but just not as good game 1. Took out the Smashing Ground and went with 2 Soul Takers. Yeah, there were a few games where it sucked because I wanted to, not give my opponent the life points, but this format, life points don't matter as much as long as you're controlling the game. And did some work. I didn't get anybody to miss timing, but it's nice to be able to pick out that Thunder King you want to get rid of instead of having to destroy their, whatever else is on the field. Getting to pick is nice. 1 Book, 1 Lance. This is the same as before. And the staples, Dark World, Dark Hole, and Monster Born. So there's that. The traps, there's a few more traps in here than before. Still have the Brigade. Cut the Deep Prisons down to 2 because, once again, Inzectors are horrible, but I don't want to cut them entirely because Dark World and Rabbit and Dragons. There's just so many decks that Deep Prison is good against. You just got to be careful for those Inzectors. So there's that. And this is the new change too. Phoenix Chains being more widely available now that they are commons. I have my commons here. These are pretty good, especially protecting my stun monsters. For another turn until I can get the Soul Takers or Book of Moon or something that I need to get over a big monster. Phoenix Chains are good, and Dark Bribe again. I go back and forth between Dark Bribe and Starlight Road. Dark Bribe is a little bit less situational, but Starlight Road wins you games all on its own. I did go with Dark Bribe this time because there are a few burn decks and things that have been popping up at locals, and that's kind of obnoxious. And Bribe can break up their Chain Strike BS, so that's kind of why I went with Bribe. I actually won the game against the Chain Strike player because I played Bribe. He went like Just Desserts, and I played Bribe, and his other 3 cards were like, what is it called? Accumulated Fortune. He had like 2 Accumulated Fortunes and a Chain Strike or something, but I broke it up because he can't chain the count trap. So that helps. There's the 40 cards, a few more traps at a time. Play a little more defensive, but it's basically the same concept. The side deck, the other Doom Caliber Knight, I sided in a lot. 2 Veilers, 2 Crows, 2 Snowmen, and 2 Cyber Dragon. Snowmen and Cyber Dragon are so good, even if the only matchup you side them in against is Heroes. They do so much work in that matchup. They're just so devastating to a stun or a hero player. That's why those are in there. Trap Eater. This card's pretty cool, actually. A lot of you guys might not know what this does. Cannot be normal summoned or set. This card can be special summoned, or cannot be special summoned except by sending one face-up trap card your opponent controls to the graveyard. This is my out for White Dragon, Ninja, Lockdown, or also Skill Drain decks. He's a 1900 beater, he's dark, and he's also a tuner. So it was just kind of a fun thing. I just didn't draw it at the right time. Actually never drew it at all. I only played one, but it's kind of an interesting card. Look into it. 2 Super Volleys. Didn't main deck them, had to side deck them. Brought these in against Heroes and windups. 2 Decrees. Once again, burn decks are obnoxious, so the Decrees. And then a Heavy Storm. I feel like you gotta at least side it. Didn't like having to side it in, but you know, whatever. There it is. The extra deck. This is where the deck. What made me want to play the deck again? It's greatly improved over the regionals I went to because Exceeds have come out since then. So let me see if I can get this sorted here. Okay. So the Exceeds here, you have the Blade Armor Ninja. In rare cases, you can get all those heroes out. Pearl against the Skill Drain matchups is good. The Butterfly, this wins games every time I summon him. I didn't see I need him at all this last week, but it's a really good card. Get out. Maestro, kind of the opposite of the Dragonfly or the Butterfly. More defensive. This is aggressive. You know, you can do work with those 2. And then felt like those are obligatory, having the Utopia and the Utopia Ray. So there's the Exceeds. Really nice being able to go into those. But before you couldn't. I have the Chimera Tech, which I actually used. Somebody has Cyber Dragon. Summoned a Cyber Dragon. Made this. It's pretty cool. Draco Quest. Put it in there because I had an extra spot. It's worthless. Nobody synchros anymore. And then the Captain Planet pieces. Yeah, just a few of each. Didn't have room for anything else really. Kind of got stuck with just 1 fire, 1 wind, 1 earth. I don't play any earth, or 1 earth's fine. There was one spot where I would have liked to have another Shining, but there just isn't space. When I get the Dark Hero, probably after the 0 comes out, because there's only 1 Penguin main deck. So that's it. That was a real quick rundown of my new Chaos Hero anti-meta deck. Let me know what you think, and keep an eye out for that Samurai deck. We'll get that up here as soon as we can. Alright. Thanks for watching.